Now, I also mentioned too that a fellow that has been in touch with me for an awful long time, his brother was in the CIA, or is in the CIA. He will never talk about the CIA to him. He'll never give anything away whatsoever, except one bit of advice. He said, never watch the television. Never watch the television. It's the greatest scientific indoctrination tool ever devised. Haven't you figured that out? It's changed the whole culture of nations, not just one nation. Why do you think it was mandatory that everybody in Britain give access to televisions by the government? Why do you think China is under the same program to get everyone with a TV right now? Because they love to have you entertained. Do you really think that? And India is on the same route as well right now too.
Part of the toxicity is in believing that what's happening is real. And living an artificial life, having friends on television and spending time and experiencing life, but you're not experiencing it with your body. You're not experiencing it with smell, with taste, with sight, that kind of experience that you have by being present. Just as, you know, you can do all sorts of interesting things, video games, whatever, it's not like getting on a horse with the smell of a horse and the feel of the horse. We're not present in our bodies. We don't carry wood like the Prophet ﷺ. He was, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was magnanimous physically. He was the most balanced of the human beings, as well as spiritually. He was physically well balanced. He had broad shoulders and a full chest. And when he spoke to people, he turned his entire being to speak with them. He was present because he was in a state of dhikr, in a state of dhikr of all times. Or to be the Quran walking means he was totally present. He was not in some fantasy world or abstracted. We live in a time of abstraction with little screens that we think are reality. We spend hours in front of this thing sometimes. And it all happens with our body just going rigid, shutting down. Our breathing less and less and less, and chronic illness comes from all of this.
Edward George Ruddy died today. Edward George Ruddy was the chairman of the board of the Union Broadcasting Systems, and he died at 11 o'clock this morning of a heart condition, and woe is us. We're in a lot of trouble. So, a rich little man with white hair died. What has that got to do with the price of rice, right? And why is that woe to us? Because you people and 62 million other Americans are listening to me right now. Because less than 3% of you people read books. Because less than 15% of you read newspapers. Because the only truth you know is what you get over this tube. Right now, there is an entire generation that never knew anything that didn't come out of this tube. This tube can make or break presidents, popes, prime ministers. This tube is the most awesome goddamn force in the whole godless world. And woe is us if it ever falls into the hands of the wrong people. And that's why woe is us that Edward George Ruddy died. Because this company is now in the hands of CCA, the Communication Corporation of America. There's a new chairman of the board, a man called Frank Hackett, sitting in Mr. Ruddy's office on the 20th floor. And when the 12th largest company in the world controls the most awesome goddamn propaganda force in the whole godless world, who knows what shit will be peddled for truth on this network? So you listen to me. Listen to me. Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We're in the boredom-killing business. So if you want the truth, go to God. Go to your gurus. Go to yourselves. Because that's the only place you're ever going to find any real truth. But man, you're never going to get any truth from us. We'll tell you anything you want to hear. We lie like hell. We'll tell you that Kojak always gets the killer and that nobody ever gets cancer in Archie Bunker's house. And no matter how much trouble the hero is in, don't worry, just look at your watch. At the end of the hour, he's going to win. We'll tell you any shit you want to hear. We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true. But you people sit there day after day, night after night, all ages, colors, creeds. We're all you know. You're beginning to believe the illusions we're spinning here. You're beginning to think that the tube is reality and that your own lives are unreal. You do whatever the tube tells you. You dress like the tube. You eat like the tube. You raise your children like the tube. You even think like the tube. This is mass madness, you maniacs. In God's name, you people are the real thing. We are the illusion. So turn off your television sets. Turn them off now. Turn them off right now. Turn them off and leave them off. Turn them off right in the middle of the sentence I'm speaking to you now. Turn them off.
So this is Anton LaVey. The birth of TV was a magical event foreshadowing its satanic significance. TV's infiltration has been so gradual. You see, khutuwat. It goes slowly, so gradual, so complete that no one even noticed. So people, 50 years ago, you couldn't have shown the violence. It's gradual, but now it's happened. People say, what happened? It was slow. It took time. Shaitan has till Yawm al-Qiyamah. Anzirni. Give me time. And Allah said, you have till Yawm al-Qiyamah. And He said, I'm going to get them all. I'll get them all. He has time. He's slow. He works slow. He works at you slowly. Shaitan takes his time. People don't need to go to church anymore. They get their morality plays from television and the movies. That's what teaches them morality. Many of you already read my writings indicating that TV is the new God. There is a little thing I neglected to mention up till now. Television is the major mainstream infiltration for the new satanic religion. Anton LaVey wrote this. Now, this is a man who had several actors and actresses that were his followers. They were literally his followers. So he's not talking as some kind of marginalized. This is somebody who had influence in Hollywood. And one of his followers had a heavy influence on many of the major directors in the United States. Dajjalic culture. Inni la'undirukumu. I'm going to warn you about the Dajjal. وَمَا مِن نَبِيٍّ إِلَّا وَقَدْ أَنذَرَهُ قَوْمَهُ. No prophet except he warned his people. وَلَكِنِّي سَأَقُولُ لَكُمْ فِيهِ قَوْلًا. I'm going to tell you something لَمْ يَقُلْهُ نَبِيٌّ لِقَوْمِهِ. No prophet said it before him. إِنَّهُ أَعْوَرٌ. He has one eye. وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَيْسَ بِأَعْوَرٌ. He doesn't have one eye, your God. This God has one eye. Why is there so much one-eye symbolism amongst these entertainers? Have you ever seen anybody when you take a picture and he says, hold on, hold on. I've never seen any normal person do that. Why do they do this? Because this is their religion. They worship the one-eyed God. Horus, he's called in Crowley's mythology. Why are they preparing our children for one-eyed characters? Why? Why? The minions. They're actually called the minions in this film. Why are they doing this? Why do they all do these one eyes? What's going on? Why are all their symbols with one eye? What's happening?